So if you're building anything with AI right now, you totally know this feeling, right? It seems like every single week a new, mind-blowing model drops from OpenAI or Anthropic or Google. And while it's an incredible time to be creating stuff, let's be real, it's also turning into a huge logistical headache. Today, we're going to look at a really elegant fix for all that chaos.
Sound familiar? You've got one account for GPT-4o, another one for Claude 3.5 Sonnet, maybe you're even messing around with LLaMA 3. You're trying to keep track of different API keys, you've got bills coming from all over the place, and your code is just this spaghetti monster of different SDKs. It's a total mess.
Well, this is where OpenRouter comes in, and it's a beautiful solution. It's a platform designed to solve that exact problem. The best way to think about it is like a universal master key for the world of AI. What it does is give you one single entry point to this massive library of models, all through a simple website, and this is the big one for developers, all through one single API key. Okay, so what does this universal key actually mean in practice? How does it work? Well, it completely changes the game for how you interact with the whole AI ecosystem. It just streamlines everything, from just playing around with models to building something for production.
I mean, this slide really says it all, doesn't it? The old way, over on the left, that's just chaos, pure fragmentation. You've got countless API keys, bills flying in from every direction, and your code needs a rewrite every time you want to try something new. But the OpenRouter way on the right, it's just pure simplicity. One key, one bill, and one clean, simple code base. It's a massive game changer.
Okay, first up, let's talk to those of you who are just curious. You know, the person who doesn't necessarily want to write a bunch of code, but you're dying to experiment with all these awesome new models. Well, OpenRouter has this fantastic web interface built just for you. It's all about pure exploration.
And getting started is like ridiculously simple. You just sign up for an account. If you want to use the paid models, you just add a few credits, and you can just top it up. No subscription needed. And that's it. You can jump right into their chat playground and start comparing. Absolutely no technical hurdles to jump over.
And this is where the real magic happens on their site. You can ask a single question to a bunch of different models all at the same time. I mean, imagine typing one prompt and then watching as GPT-4o, Claude, and LLaMA all type out their answers right next to each other in real time. It's hands down the best way to test out which AI gives you the perfect response for what you're trying to do.
All right, developers, listen up. This next part is for you. This is where OpenRouter goes from a cool toy to an absolutely essential tool for building applications. This is all about making your life way, way simpler and your apps way more powerful. Now, here's the absolute best part. Its API is designed to be compatible with the standard OpenAI SDK. So what does that mean for you? It means that in a lot of cases, you can switch your app over to OpenRouter by changing literally one line of code. It's built from the ground up to be a drop-in replacement. So the workflow for you is just as easy. You sign up, you grab an API key from your dashboard, you use the same libraries you already have, like the OpenAI Python client, you just configure your app to point to OpenRouter server instead, and you're good to go. You can start making requests immediately. And boom, there it is. Seriously, this is often the only line you need to change in your existing code. Instead of pointing your API calls to OpenAI's server, you just set this base URL to openrouter.ai. That's it. With that one tiny change, you've just given your app access to dozens and dozens of models.
And once you've done that, switching between models, it's almost silly how easy it is. You just change the model ID string in your API call. You want to try Claude instead of GPT? You just swap out OpenAI/GPT-4o for Anthropic/Claude 3.5 Sonnet. This lets you experiment on the fly to find that perfect sweet spot between performance and cost for any feature, without ever rewriting your core logic. Okay, so let's pull this all together. It doesn't matter if you're just playing around or you're a pro developer shipping a product. The advantages here are super clear and super compelling. Let's just quickly recap what makes this whole thing so powerful.
So what's the bottom line here? You get one key and one bill for pretty much every important model out there. You can easily test them and compare them, whether you're a coder or not. For all the builders, it's a seamless drop-in replacement that makes your life so much easier. And you manage the whole shebang from one simple dashboard. It's all about getting rid of the friction so you can just build.
Look, what this really does is hand you the keys to the entire AI kingdom. It gets rid of all the boring, frustrating stuff and lets you focus on what actually matters, being creative and building cool things. So really, the only question left is, with this kind of power and simplicity at your fingertips, what are you going to create first?